Hello. So this whole episode's really positive about Portland. Well, there's a little bend at the end maybe, but pretty positive about Portland the whole way through. The big news story is about the longest running co-working space moving to a significant spot in downtown Portland, which is super positive. There's some other positive stories about Portland that I'll sprinkle in. Bit of a quick caveat before I get into the positive Portland stuff, which is the negative repercussions of speaking positively about Portland on YouTube. Inevitably, I'll get some trolly shitpost comments, and that's what happens when I talk positively about Portland. And of course, a number of those comments will reference the Portland protests. But here's a fun fact for you. The most recent protests occurring in downtown Portland have actually brought business back to local businesses. So by protesting in downtown Portland, by people expressing their opinions as they have the right to do, they are also taking the opportunity to patronize local businesses, local coffee shops, local bars, local restaurants. So this activity is actually helping reinvigorate downtown as well. So there's your new fun fact, your new cocktail chatter item to make you the most interesting person at the party. Protest downtown Portland, bringing back business to downtown Portland. But just wanted to let you know in case you wind up down in the comments and you're like, what is going on here? Like, that tends to happen anytime I mention anything about Portland that's positive, anything about Oregon that's positive. It's kind of the way things happen here. So be forewarned, there may be some really interesting comments below the video, but it's all good. All right, the first story I want to get into is NedSpace, the longest running co-working space in Portland, which has had at this point now like 3 owners. There were a couple co-founders, somebody else acquired it, and then the newest owner acquired it, Faris Mubarak. And Faris has been running the location out of the Union Bank building on Broadway. And this week he announced that they've moved to a new location right across from Portland's living room. And I see this, if you don't know Portland's living room, it's Pioneer Courthouse Square. I refer to Pioneer Courthouse Square as one of Portland's ridiculous decisions. And by ridiculous decision, when I say that, I mean not silly decisions or not stupid decisions. I mean decisions that could invite ridicule when they're made, but turn out to be amazing decisions that make our community and our urban environment what it is. So things like that are tearing down a parking garage and creating Portland's living room, tearing down a freeway and creating a waterfront park. Things like Oregon has done with creating an urban growth boundary around Portland so it can't sprawl everywhere, or making our beaches public spaces, or the bottle bill. We make all kinds of decisions that are ridiculed, and then later on, they wind up being a really compelling part of our culture. So I always think of Pioneer Courthouse Square as one of those ridiculous decisions, but it's a place that is meant to be the heart of Portland activity. And the reason I'm so excited about NedSpace moving across from that is, one, it's not only a vote for downtown and for bringing people downtown to work, but it's giving NedSpace this center of gravity within the community. They were mostly centrally located before, a little high up, but centrally located. But now they are officially in the hub of downtown. They've made a commitment to being downtown. Thanks to Menashe Properties and some creative landlording, they were able to take a lease out there and move into, I believe it's 11,000 square feet. So I see this as a really positive sign for Portland overall. Definitely positive for NedSpace. I'm excited to see what they do with the space, what kind of events they start to do there, how they utilize the square as part of that whole community growth strategy. And of course, they have this really interesting, I can't remember what they call them. They're like pods or communities where they kind of gather talented people of like pursuits in different areas of the workspace, so that, like, if you're having a design problem, you can go over to the design area, or if you're having a technical problem, you can go over to the developer and engineering area, or that kind of thing. So Really been impressed with what Ferris has done with this incarnation of NedSpace, and really looking forward to seeing what they do with a brand new space. Another positive Portland thing, when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's so obvious. Why didn't we think of that before? But, people love to shop local, love to support local restaurants, local shops, the theater, the art museum, all those kind of things. What if you had a Portland staycation where you encouraged everybody in Portland to stay downtown? And that's exactly what's happening. September 12th through the 14th, Portland is organizing a Portland staycation for Portland people to go downtown, to take advantage of all the amazing restaurants and cultural centers and all that kind of thing down in the urban core, and really just take advantage of Portland and all it has to offer, because sometimes we kind of forget. Either we stay in our neighborhood and we don't explore outside, or we don't take the opportunity to go to some of those things that we found so enjoyable and engaging when we first moved here, or when we first became adults in the city. I love the concept of a Portland staycation. Definitely going to participate. I will link up the site so you can get some help kind of figuring out what you might do during the Portland staycation. I believe it's focused on downtown, but you can do it anywhere in Portland. It's just like, be a tourist in Portland. Enjoy Portland and all it has to offer. I mean, basically, it's an excuse to be a tourist in Portland. Go to Powell's. Go stand in line at Voodoo Donut. Go get some Stumptown coffee. Do like touristy things in Portland. Go to the Japanese garden. Go to the Chinese garden. Take one of those boat cruises. Like, just be a tourist in Portland. Enjoy a Portland staycation September 12th through the 14th. But you can really do that anytime. But I just love that they're organizing it around that particular weekend. So, Portland staycation. Hope you take part. I plan in taking part in a Portland staycation, and just a really great, again, so obvious, just one of those amazing ideas where it's like, yep, that's going to be good. So Portland staycation, September 12th through the 14th. Oh, and if you're not in Portland, come hang out with us during the Portland staycation. A lot of people will be in the same space. There'll be a lot of energy. A lot of Portland people will know what to do. You can follow them around and see all the cool spots and all the restaurants and all the things they know about the city. So all you folks who've always wanted to take a trip to Portland, wanted to visit Portland, September 12th through the 14th, could be a really good time to do that. But book your rooms now, because I know Portlanders are booking their rooms right now as well. Another way to shop local, Portland Office of Small Business is holding monthly show up for small business gatherings around the city. So they've done one right downtown on Ankeny Alley. They did one at St. John's recently. Now they're doing one in Southeast at the Brooklyn Coretta Food Cart Pod. That's happening July 30th, which is a Wednesday. So that's really just buy food at the food carts, hang out with people while you're eating your food, and that's all you got to do. But like, if you show up en masse, then it's really meaningful for all those food carts. And yeah, that area of town, not a lot of shopping to do. I guess you could wander over to Milwaukee Market and, hang out over there and buy a few things in the convenience store. Or if you want to go a little bit the other way, there's a great record store that's also a bar, like a tap house. So, I mean, there are other options for shopping, but most of it's going to be focused on the Brooklyn Coretta carts. So I hope you show up for that. It's July 30th. Again, appreciate if you RSVP so people know how many people are showing up, but just show up. It's like 5 to 7 on July 30th at the Brooklyn Coretta carts. Another super Portlandy story that I just blew snot out my nose. I love it so much. Excuse me. Another Portland story that I caught this week, Kate Bingaman-Burt, who you may know, local Portland designer, illustrator, artist, educator. Like, just love her work and love her energy and everything she brings to Portland. Perhaps most famous for her rejected LaCroix flavor coloring book. At least that's what I always think of when I think of Kate. But this week she released a post about if you're driving through Portland, there are these like beautiful hand painted signs that are like roof cleaning or house washing signs. And, you see them all around and they're posted way up high on the poles, but they're clearly hand painted. They're clearly a work of art and a labor of love. And so Kate would like finally just like texted the number on the signs and wound up talking with the artist who does the roof cleaning and house cleaning and stuff. But it's just a really sweet, like wholesome piece of work, and just really happy that Kate took the opportunity to do that, and just felt very Portlandy. It was like one artist recognizes another artist and has the opportunity to reach out to that artist and just chat with them and learn more about their work and why they do it. And yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those. It's like it's like in the old TV news where like they end with the story of the bulldog that can ride a skateboard. It's kind of that. It's like a feel good thing. And I just wanted you to have a moment to feel good. If all these other Portland positive things didn't make you feel good, hopefully that one makes you feel good. I'll definitely link it up. You should read it. Just a great story. I mean, it reminds me a lot of the stories like when Cable Sasser at Panic will go like deep rabbit hole on something, like when he went below the Pittock block to like find the internet hub that's down there and all that kind of stuff, or when he found that weird piece of art at the McDonald's that was like a handmade wood carved art thingamajig or what, Cable does amazing things like that all the time. He's here in Portland. And so yeah, it was reminiscent of that. I think that's the other reason I enjoyed it so much. So anyway, quit listening to me talk about it. Go read the piece. Just a really sweet, nice, wholesome piece of work by Kate, and really nice to get the chance to meet Landon, the artist. I'm providing all kinds of positive Portland news here, but this is a very kind of terminal existence. I can't keep talking positively about Portland nonstop, but you know what can? Bluesky. People are saying positive stuff about Portland on Bluesky all of the time. And I was like, how could I just have a feed of just the positive stuff in Portland, like stuff that would make me happy, or people who were happy about Portland and who loved it and who said nice things? I thought that would be a nice thing to read on a regular basis instead of doom scrolling about things. I thought I would read things that were positive about Portland. So I used Graze, which is a Portland startup. I used their service to build a feed on Bluesky that just feeds me positive Portland stuff that people post on there. But here's the good news. You can use it too. All you have to do is hop on Bluesky, grab the feed, add it to your feeds, and then you've got positive Portland news. Now, it's not perfect. I'm still fine-tuning it here and there. Every once in a while, a story about Maine gets in there, or every once in a while somebody says something really shitty but they phrase it in a very nice way and it confuses the AI or the way I've tuned the feed algorithm. But by and large it's a lot of positive Portland stuff. And if you post positive Portland things on Bluesky, they will wind up in that feed. It will magically grab them out of the Bluesky ether and put them in that feed so that everybody who's following that feed can read your interesting and positive thing about Portland as well. So Positively Portland feed on Bluesky. I will link that up. Go ahead and grab that. Pay attention to it. Feel free to send me Bluesky posts that don't match the positivity so I can keep kind of refining it. But hopefully we can get it to a point where it's just positive stuff about Portland, people saying nice things about Portland, people sharing things that you might want to try. Just a positive Portland feed on Bluesky. So so that's a lot of positive pseudo startup entrepreneurial things I've been talking about. You're here, you're like, dude, I tuned in for the Portland startup community stuff. And that stuff's startup-y, entrepreneur-y, tangentially. So I'll get you one. I've got you one. It's summer. Like startups are either heads down building, or they're like trying to like strategize for how they're going to handle the fall, or maybe they're taking some downtime, some well-deserved downtime. Summer just gets a little quiet. But I did find a startup this week. You remember Deo I talked about a few weeks ago? That Deo's premise was, social media is caustic and toxic again. Back to creating the positive Portland feed. Like, there's a lot of like negativity on social media. It can be very corrosive for people mentally and emotionally. And so part of what they're trying to do is help people stay off social media by rewarding them with money that they can spend on products that are on the Deo platform. Found a new startup here in Portland called Aktiv, not spelled correctly, but spelled Aktiv, Aktiv. And what they're doing is something similar, but for, you guessed it, activity. You sign up for the app. They have a bunch of gear, like running shoes and that kind of thing, like gear you would use to exercise. And then they also will hook up to Strava and I believe Garmin if you use those products to track your activity. And then you basically earn money through your activity that you can then use to purchase more gear that will allow you to do more activity. Yeah, so it's a new one. I just caught it because I think the founder may have followed me on LinkedIn or reached out to me or something, and I did a little digging. I was like, oh, this is super interesting, and it reminds me of Deo, and it's healthy and helpful for people, so I wrote a little something up. But it's available on both iOS and Android, so if you're interested in that, again, if you're already a Strava or a Garmin user, perfect for you. You should definitely check it out. And, I'm just learning about it. I'm still checking it out, but I'll definitely keep following Aktiv and report back with more news from them. Okay, this has been so Portland focused. I wanted to break out a little bit with a little Bend news. Last week in the Oregon Startup Folks database lookbook thing, I shared someone from Bend. This week, I would like to share another person from Bend because this person has told me that they're rallying everyone in Bend to put profiles in the database. They're going to get like literally everybody associated with startups or entrepreneurs or any of that kind of thing, any of the support organizations, any of the investors. They're going to get all of them from Bend in this database. And I am taking that as a little bit of a friendly challenge that if you are elsewhere, if you're in Bend, go, please do. You're welcome to put your profile in there, but you're not going to need any more encouragement from me because this person is going to be encouraging you. But if you're anywhere else in the state, folks in the Gorge, maybe you're out in Pendleton at the Oregon UAS Accelerator. Maybe you're in Corvallis or Eugene or Medford or Seaside, Cannon Beach or Albany or Independence or anyway, wherever you are, please, if you're associated with startups, startup support, vendor who likes to work with startups, go ahead and add your information to those profiles so people can find you. It's really designed to help people just get connected more efficiently or to help find people. And now, thanks to the folks from Bend, they asked me to include like a region so you can indicate what part of the state you're in. So all of that, by the way, get your profile submitted because Bend is is positively trying to take over this database of people. They want to have the largest number of people within this database. But yeah, please get your profiles in there and let me share with you the person who's kind of leading the charge on this. Bobby Napiltonia is a grizzled tech junkie veteran with over 38 years of experience, having built and delivered transformative technologies that we use every day. From making computers produce sound, Creative Labs, for games and hearing YouTube, to enabling text messages, Twilio, that help you catch an Uber or change a password, Bobby has seen it all. He is an authority on growth strategies and is passionate about cloud computing, APIs, Gen AI, robotics, deep tech, open source, and building powerful ecosystems. Many will recognize the app exchange he built for Mark Benioff and Salesforce, which has become the foundation for many of today's cloud companies, growing into a trillion-dollar ecosystem. Above all, Bobby enjoys being a father and is dedicated to driving DEI into the tech industry through impactful programs. Bobby's journey is one worth sharing, showcasing a legacy of innovation and leadership in the tech world, and that's why he's here to help you. And clearly to help Bend get more people in the Oregon startup database than anyone else. And I'm really looking forward to meeting all those folks that will be putting in their profiles in Bend. And thank you to Bobby for leading the charge on that. Okay, it's just you and me. Like, people trail off, and so it's just you and me hanging out. This is the time where I kind of share some secrets about what's going on and like what I'm up to. Got some planning done on the event we want to do in September around Hispanic Heritage Month. We're collaborating directly with Latino founders on that event. So I think we've started to figure out some of that, and we'll start scheduling it. We'll definitely get stuff posted. We're going to go with Luma this time. So be on the lookout for that. Meetup is it's not working like it used to, or like, honestly, Luma does what Meetup used to do better than Meetup does now. So I'm probably going to use Luma for that event, and we'll definitely let you know. And the other nice thing about Luma is then you can just dynamically add it to the Portland Startup Events calendar. There's just a lot of nice stuff. So be looking for this transition from the Meetup environment to the Luma environment for these types of events. That's one thing I want to get done, just so that the community has access to those events, and you're on a more modern platform for managing those events, and you're not getting spam and all that kind of stuff. So Latino founders have been kind enough to collaborate on this. We already got quite a few folks lined up, and what we're thinking is, like, rather than do a big networking event and then do individual kind of speaking events, what if we combine the two into one big networking and speaking and the more networking event? So that's kind of where we're thinking right now. And that'll happen. I believe we've secured a date in late September. Hispanic Heritage Month runs from the middle of September to the middle of October. So just trying to figure out some time to get that done, and we'll get you more details as soon as I can. I've also been, I think I mentioned last week, if you were here during this time, that I want to do a bigger event, kind of like I want to do something that is maybe not yet a destination event, but at least is an event that has a larger presence, occurs over several days, is exciting and attractive to folks, kind of like what we used to do with TechFest Northwest back in the day, but is something wholly and entirely different. I really think it's got some different facets to it based on what we're thinking of pursuing. And I've been kind of just socializing it with people and chatting with them about the thinking and kind of the skeleton of the concept. And it seems to be getting some positive response. I'm getting some good feedback and some good insights and some good critiques about what might work and might not, and about when we might time it and those kind of things. But I just wanted to let you know that I'm still working on that. That's the thing I seem to be most excited about. I mean, other than getting to spend time with you week to week, which is always amazing. And I appreciate you showing up and hanging out here. And I hope this is helpful and yada, 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 all that stuff. But for whatever reason, when you get that idea and you just can't let it go, you just can't drop it. That's kind of how I feel about this big event. So going to keep working on that. I already touched on the Oregon startup folks database, but it would be great to see you in there if you haven't had a chance to do that. I think what I'm going to do, if we can get more people in there, another thing I'd like to do with the database is maybe just vibe code a better interface for it. Like, I'm not fancy enough to be able to code something interesting that would represent that data very well, but maybe I can, use an AI assistant to help come up with a better way to deliver and represent that data in a meaningful way for folks. And we'll see if we can do that. I might work on that a little bit. The Silicon Florist birthday anniversary is coming up in early August. Silicon Florist will be 18 years old, which is crazy to me that I've been doing this work for 18 years of work. I mean, it's a hobby. It's a bad habit at this point, but 18 years coming up in early August. So I'm excited about that. And we'll hit 2 years with this kind of YouTube channel. The weekly recaps will hit 2 years, I believe, in October. Oh, and we'll also hit 100 episodes, of course, sometime in September. So there are a bunch of big milestones coming up for me personally. I always like to celebrate those small wins, and I'd love to figure out ways for you to celebrate along with me. So I'm thinking about that. As always, if you have feedback or comments or, there's content you would like to see, I tried to do a little poll about what kind of content do people want, and only one person responded. So that wasn't exactly definitive, but trying to think about more ways I can provide content that's valuable to people in addition to the weekly recaps. I really enjoy the weekly recap. They help kind of solidify things in my brain that I've written about throughout the week. So this will not go away. I will keep doing the weekly recaps, but I'm also wondering if there are other ways that I can make this channel beneficial to folks. So if you have thoughts on that, please let me know. Again, thank you as always for showing up. It's always great to see you. Hope you're hanging in there. And until we get the chance to chat again, please keep up the good work.